Hi, my name is Sydney Jackson, and I work for a small rural school district, um, USD 217, located in Rolla, Kansas. My mentor teacher is Becky Som. She is wonderful. Okay. So, professional learning, professional developments. We do professional developments once a month at the school district. We take most of the time we do not have Fridays, so we take a Friday out of the month and we all get together and we meet with our co-leads, with our team members, with whoever we need to do instructional planning for. We also take this time to do things like IEP meetings, or when we need to talk about things that are happening with some of our special ed students. And we really take the time to make sure that everybody's on the same page as a district. An example of, and I apologize, I could not get it to go into this. So I have an example of our agenda meetings. So this was from this last Friday, and we had a staff meeting given all of these things. So end of year hourly people, and Title I survey standards alignment information. And these are all the people that are involved in it. So all of these people, and myself included, meet in the district office every time that we have this. We will have another one this coming Friday. So I also learned quite a bit from my mentor teacher. My mentor teacher last semester, we met every week, once a week. And this semester, we meet a little less often. We do meet once a month, just to kind of go over any questions that I may have for her, any thing that I need to be addressed, any concerns she might have with me. We talk about our strengths and our growths, and we also talk about ways that we can handle certain students, especially that time of year. It is the end of the year, and students are getting as bored as we are with everything. So, leadership. As of right now, because I am still a student, um, in terms of leadership, I do not take on many leadership roles. However, in the groups that we are in, so a lot of us are involved in redoing our student handbook, for example, and we meet collaboratively, and I do participate in those kinds of discussions. I do go over and make corrections, especially if we're all looking over and we go through and we find typos. We also have many times where we have collaboration with staff. We make sure to all talk together, like I had mentioned earlier, and talk about our um, what we need to do, what our strengths as a district are, how we can improve certain things. Like, for instance, our attendance record needs to be really worked over, especially in the high school time. And I take initiative by really making sure that I am connecting with the students that I do have, and making sure that if they need anything, that I am connecting them with the right people that are in charge of those things in order to really get them taken care of, so that they are making sure that they're going to school and they are really making sure that they're taking those benchmark tests seriously. For instance, an entire grade level I overheard was using AI to take their iReady test and let the principal know, and which warranted an early ban on all cell phones for the entire district, today, actually. So I'm really trying to make sure that I am stepping into those roles a little early, so that I can next year step into those higher level roles where they need me. Collaboration. So, collaboration with my mentor teacher, like I mentioned, we meet once a month, and we talk about the growths and the strengths that I have in the classroom and outside of the classroom. An example of that is here, right here. Okay, so here is one of the recent things that I had turned in for another one of my classes. This is a lesson plan. Whenever I do a lesson plan, I will send it in to her and she will help me go over what might need to be done or what definitely needs to be looked at or what could be better or what my strengths are in this. For instance, if we look down here, um, okay, so for my closure activity, I had um, I had not had really anything here, and she made sure that I reviewed and I talked about a scenario and explained how I can connect that cross curricular. So she is really good at making sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do. I also communicate with other staff often and make sure that we are all following the same rules. And whenever I don't know the answer, I will ask those questions. And communication with family in our small district, we all know each other. We all know each other's family members, and we know pretty much anything and everything there needs to be. However, whenever I do have a problem with student, I have no problems emailing the parents, letting them know, as well as whenever they have strengths. So if something is going really well for a student, I will make sure to tell that parent, hey, so and so is doing really well. um, I have a student who is in special education, and he has been struggling for a little bit due to some complications with seizures and medications, and it has been hard for him to. We've really seen a big regression. However, today I noticed a huge, huge improvement, and he was willing, he was coming in, he was actually communicating and talking, and I reached out to the parent immediately and said, hey, he's having a great day, and I just wanted to let you know that we are doing good. So, ethical practice and responsibility. Um, so, I really take pride in making sure that I connect with my students' learning and really learn from their growth areas. Especially as a district, we take our iReady scores and any other scores that we might have, and we make sure that those kids are really rewarded. However, for the students that are maybe not doing as much or not doing what they should be doing, I go back through and I look at the grades, or I look at the lessons and how I could have taught that better in order for my students to have that. I also make sure to create a safe and respectful environment. My students know that whenever they come in, if they did something that or misbehaved the day before, it is never held on to the day after. I will never treat them any differently than I ever do the next student. Every day is a new student with my or new day with my students. So, reflection and growth. As I said, I make sure to adjust the areas that I have after every lesson. Um, if I notice that, for instance, my students are really struggling with fractions and we're not really grasping what it is that they're supposed to be learning, or they're just having a hard time, I make sure to go in and really revise that so that the next day I can come in at a different angle and try to get those aha moments from my students. And even if I don't, I can always take it back to the drawing board, especially for the following year. Um, and like I said, ability to identify the strengths and the areas for growth. My students are there's very small class sizes here because, like I said, we are a very small school. So it is easy to celebrate our strengths and really make sure that we are following up on the areas that needed to be growth. So, my key takeaways, I love Rolla School District. Most of the staff that I work with are really easy to get along with. They're very helpful. They understand that I am in college, and they make sure to pick up where I'm lacking, and I try to do the same for them. We are always in each other's corners. Rolla is really a great place to be. Even the kids are all great. And even whenever they have a time when they're not so awesome, we never hold it over their heads. It is always a next day kind of thing. Even if they are serving a punishment or they're in ISS or whatever, if it's taken to that level, we always make sure that those students know that they are there because we love and care for them and their education. Um, so I am I am really excited to be a full-time teacher and continue on with my teaching and kind of figure out where everything takes me. So thank you very much. All right, let's see how that was.